Hello everyone, welcome back to Just Jammin', where we just jam. This time I decided to keep it a little bit simple. Just a simple A to G to D, 3 chords in the truth. We got the Gretsch going here today. P90s. It's pretty cool. I love the color of this one. And yeah, it sounds great. I even added some slide guitar in that loop. I don't know if you could have heard it, but I'm a terrible slide player, so I was thinking of trying to solo today with the slide, but decided not to. So today we are going to be talking about, I'm looking at my titles that I wrote down ahead of time, and this is Chasing Art, Not the Algo today. This is a complicated topic. Essentially, I think it just means, choosing to do something artistically. Obviously, if it's not your main source of income, you have the privilege of chasing something that might not return immediately. So that's great if you have that advantage like I do. So I think with that in mind, I think chasing something authentically you is kind of the crowning achievement of any artistic endeavor. So when I say chasing art, not the algo, I think I mean that, like choosing what is authentic to you, not keeping in the mind of what the audience will think during the process. Now, I think obviously if you get feedback all the time that what you make is terrible, then maybe that's something that you have to take into the equation in future endeavors. But I think, choosing what's authentic to you is really important, especially starting out. Obviously, I'm in that position now, right, of starting out, and found it useful to have at least a pseudo compass of, what song should I make next. I think songwriting is also a little bit weird, where you don't have a choice a lot of the times. I wish I could make like a very pop centric chord progression, 1 6 4 5, and just kind of. But whenever I pick up the guitar, I don't really feel myself grabbing those notes or writing songs to like a very simple kind of progression. Like even the one I played today, right? I was just thinking the whole time when I was making the loop, I was like, man, I could just make a song like this, and I'm sure people would like it, But it hasn't come up yet when I'm writing, because I feel like, when I'm songwriting, it's something different. You kind of have to speak to your inner voice of what you're playing first, on the guitar at least, because that's like my method of creation. Is I always start with guitar, and I find nice chords, and then if I like the chords and I can sing over them, which is also another thing that I'm pretty bad at, that I'm hoping to get better at, is like keeping my right hand and my left hand separate from my brain and singing. So but yeah, that's kind of how I usually create songs, though. It's very guitar first, and I kind of have to like find the chords interesting, or just interesting sounding. I mean, some of your guitar pros, if anyone watches that can play guitar, you might hear some of my songs if you check them out and be like, wow, these are not that complicated. Like, there's no weird jazz switching keys every 4 measures or whatever. But I don't know, I think they're pretty cool. But yeah, so I think bringing it back to the original thesis, sorry, kind of rambled on there, which is the whole point of this thing. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. I'm not editing stuff. I think when I'm actually, going back to chasing art, right? It's like, what do I think is something that I want to create, and I want to create in the moment. I don't want to like have a pre-planned idea or like script, right? Or multiple cuts and everything like that. I really like the idea of just speaking from the heart and then playing what's from the heart. I mean, obviously I made a loop before this, but it wasn't like I've been saving this loop and I've been processing it in my music station to make this perfectly crafted YouTube video. I'm recording from an iPhone camera. I just think like that kind of fits into my what I want to create, right? I want to create something in the moment that's human, which I think is important. So I'm trying to chase the art. That's what I'm trying. Obviously, because the benefit of being a small artist is that no one's listening really anyways, right? Like, so I'm pretty much the only one listening to my stuff right now, and I expect that to be the case for most of the time that I create music. I mean, there's just so much music out there that it's like there's no way I compete with something algorithmically like destined to blow up. So I think because I'm the only one listening and I really love guitar, I think choosing to write songs in that style is paying off for me, like in terms of like, wow, like when I listen back to some of them, I'm really proud of some of the stuff, some of the choices I made and everything like that. So I don't know, let me know if you think, if you're also a musician. I'd love to hear your thoughts of like, what is the balance of choosing what's authentic to you versus like trying to get like, I guess, attention online. I think that's also another thing that I wanted to talk about is like not all attention is created the same in my brain. Like there's something about wanting to do something right, do something how I wanted to intend it. Because I feel like there are enough people in the world that if this is something that matters to you and you put it out, like eventually people will find it, maybe, hopefully that's the goal. So yeah, not all attention is created equal. I think that's a good takeaway too that I wanted to talk about. But yeah, hopefully if you see this, let me know. Love hearing comments and everything. And if you like the jam, yeah, please like. And again, I'm trying to do one of these, at least one per week for March, and then keep going. I think it's all about routine, getting into the habit of going, oh, you know what I want to do Sunday is like I'm gonna set up my iPhone and mess around to some progressions. So anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.